This is my new favorite video of all time. I have been watching this video every single day ever since I discovered it, and there has not been a single dry eye since I have started watching this video every day. And I want to talk about it for at least 10 to 11 minutes.
What?
Background, of course, Super Survivor from Budokai Tenkaichi 3, or as it was called in Japan, Sparking Meteor. I really do think this video started showing up in my feed because I've been looking up a lot of sparking related stuff with Sparking Zero coming out, a lot of Budokai Tenkaichi stuff. And this came into my feed, and just the beautiful animation and the way that this fan understands the story and the franchise of Dragon Ball completely just keeps me coming back to it, and I'd like to talk about it for a second. First things first, I want to talk about how they understand the story. I absolutely love how, as you watch this AMV, the animator specifically pulls from panels that make you understand that they understand the assignment. They understand the story. Every time I watch this, I get a clear understanding of this fan understands the story, because the AMV focuses on 3 of the main characters of Dragon Ball: Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan. Now each of them have their own unique stories. This AMV could have literally just been, oh yeah, let's pull like the coolest moments from the manga and animate them to show, like use some of Super's animation to really show how it would look. But they were very careful with the scenes they picked. Goku's story, first of all, starts off, he is the flame of the Saiyans that cannot be extinguished. That is why his scenes are constantly being intertwined with scenes from Bardock. Bardock gave birth to that flame of Saiyan survival. He wants to survive. He wants his people to survive. Maybe not. Maybe he just wants to kill Frieza. Essentially what it is he just wants Frieza gone. That is that first flame, that little flame of rebellion. That is the thing that starts to grow. Frieza kills Bardock, kills the Saiyans, he thinks it's over. Goku's story is not over. Even though Goku is sent to Earth as a baby, we have the Ozaru scene covering his face to show, well, yes, he does kill Grandpa Gohan. It also shows, despite this being a new start, he is still a Saiyan. He is that flame that will not be extinguished. He's standing there. He's having everyone's hand on his back as he grows up and develops. And when Frieza shows up, his flame bursts into the Super Saiyan aura, and he finishes what his people could not finish. And I love that. Now, of course, Goku is not my favorite character. My favorite character is going to be Vegeta. Vegeta's part of the AMV is actually my favorite part, because they understood what Vegeta's problem was, even more than the Super writers. Because when they got to Vegeta's portion of the AMV, it is all about pride. It is not about him achieving forms. It is not about him getting his wins. It is about him swallowing his pride. And they emphasize that in the most epic way possible. But I do want to go like a little bit. It starts off with him looking at Goku's back after he's achieved the Super Saiyan Legend. And then we get scenes of everyone else achieving the form, and he's just like, I'm just not fucking good enough. But as it slowly keeps going, it reveals how his story, like, stops being about, I am in everyone else's shadow, and starts being about, if I swallow my pride, there are people in my life I can take care of. And that was Vegeta's character arc. That is why he was so interesting. Because he's a character that we wanted to win. But every real Vegeta fans know that cannot happen unless he swallows his pride and just does what he needs to do. And that's why Vegeta's section ending with fusion is absolutely butt-fucking perfect. That is the culmination of Vegeta saying, fuck it, I can't do it alone. I gotta swallow my pride and work with Kakarot. That is why I like Vegeta. Someone who is strong, and yeah, if you give him a villain they can beat on their own, they can beat him on their own. They can get a W. But for him to swallow his pride and do something that actively means you have to be really open with your, like, partner to do that, Whether it be, sorry guys, I shouldn't have said partner. I'm rewatching Steven Universe right now, and Fusion has an entirely separate meaning to me. You have Vegeta's section ending with Fusion, something that really needs you to be open with your partner, either to put on some goofy ass earrings or do a goofy ass dance. You do what you gotta do to get the win. And that's why Vegeta's section is my favorite. This fan understands Vegeta's story is not about beating Kakarot, it's about swallowing his pride. Cause then maybe he could beat Kakarot, which he does in Superhero, but I don't really like Superhero that much. But we'll talk about why I don't like it that much in the Gohan section. Now, of course, the Gohan section of this video, I got really scared I wasn't recording. Oh my fucking god. Now, the Gohan section of this video, oh my god. So this is my second favorite portion because Type Girl A, I think that's the song. That song has just been equated to future Gohan. So that's always been something I love. Because I have always been of the implication that Gohan is not a fighter. He's strong. He could kill almost any villain that comes into the series now. That does not fucking matter. He is not a fighter. He does not want to put his life on the line every other week to keep his family safe. Yes, he wants to be strong enough to keep his family safe. That does not mean he wants to pull the Goku or the Vegeta of going out, training every day, constantly making sure I'm super buff and super strong. Light training? Absolutely. Maybe Saitama's level of training, like push-ups, sit-ups, and going for a jog every day. That's perfectly fine, because he's a Saiyan. As long as he pushes it to a certain degree, he will be able to deal with anything that comes his way. But he should not have to deal with it. And that's the thing that a lot of Gohan fans do not understand. Now, the Gohan portion does show a lot of all of the action-heavy moments in his life where he was forced to fight in order to thrive. Yes, of course, that is a thing. But then they use Superhero the way it should have been used. It cuts to this beautiful scene of the camera between future Gohan's leg, and it pans up. And when the camera turns around to reveal his face, he reaches up, and as he pulls his hand down, it transitions to Beast Gohan, or just regular, our timeline Gohan, pulling his glasses off of his face. That is one of the most beautiful transitions, all to say, yes, I had to fight to protect what I love, but I did it. And yes, I'm glad you all understand that I don't like to fight. This is not something I like to do. But I need you to know that no matter what timeline, what circumstance, it does not matter. If I have to fight, I'm going to fight. Just like his father against King Piccolo. As long as I still have one good arm that works, I can continue to fight. Gohan won't be the first one to jump in, but I guarantee you, he's gonna be the last one to stop fighting. And that's why I love the Gohan section using Beast Gohan as the culmination. One Gohan died because he was forced into a life where he just had to fight. Gohan in the timeline we are at now is finally at a portion of his life where he can just exist and be happy. He can focus on his studies, his family. If a villain of the week comes out, he can probably take care of it. But he is finally happy. And he also has this level of power that he's able to use to keep his family and the world safe. Because he gets it. He understands it. But there are too many sympathizers like me saying he shouldn't have to fight in the first place. And there's too many Gohan fans out there saying he's the strongest, he should be on the front line. And that's why I love this AMV, because they understand that while there are so many people on both sides, there is a middle ground that Gohan understands, and he's gonna keep following it. As long as the writers understand it, because unfortunately, I do not like Superhero, because Beast Gohan came out of fucking nowhere, at least the way the story was presented. I was just talking to Pirate Knight 95 about this, where even if they gave Beast Gohan the Kurama treatment, where Gohan is fighting the Gammas, and he gets his ass beat, right? And then he's inside his inner sanctum in his mind, right? He's like, I can't do it. I can't beat them. Pan's gonna die. Everyone's gonna die. What the fuck am I gonna do? And then a boot connects with his jaw. And as the camera pans up, it's Teen Super Saiyan 2 Gohan telling him to get up, pick up your shit, and do what you have to do. There's a little, like, beef between them, and Beast Gohan is like, look, I have never left you. I have always been inside of you. So either you're gonna get up and protect your family, or we're all fucking dead. And that would be the pill that he swallows, not only explaining where the power-up came from, always been inside him, but also explains the design. For it to be so heavily based off of Super Saiyan 2, that Beast would have to always be inside of him. Unlike Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind, which didn't need the extra scenes with Aqua, this movie needed maybe one extra scene to show why Beast Gohan was so fucking cool. Like, why this was so important narrative-wise. Why him unlocking it? Yeah, of course there's the family like, oh, he gets it from his mom. I still think that's a cool theory. But like, making it an inner beast that he locks away because he doesn't like fighting, locking that beast away, that makes sense. But if that's the story you want to tell, you have to tell that story. I am not going to ramble about Dragon Ball Heroes, not Dragon Ball Heroes, Super Dragon Ball Super Superhero, unless you guys want to Diddles rambles about that. I mean, I basically gave the basics of it, but I'd have to watch it again to give you my actual thoughts on it. But regardless, this was the video. I really just wanted to talk about how great this is, especially with Sparking Zero coming out. I made a tweet saying the animator or animators who worked on this, they're the only ones who get to play it when it comes out. 100%. No one else deserves to play it except for them. But, yes. Please watch this video. Please pre-order Sparking Zero. Unlike Sonic and Pokemon, it will be playable on day one. Absolutely yes. And if any of you catch that one reference that I did not talk about in this video, that gets me crying every single time, you get a cookie. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share. Bye!
Fusion you doing?